India is not a homogeneous country. We are not united by one language, one culture, or one ethnicity. And yet somehow, 140 crore people live under one constitution, one border, and one national identity. That is India. And that is exactly why borders matter. Citizenship is not just a piece of paper. It is a right and a responsibility. Every highway, every railway, every airport, every welfare scheme, every subsidy, and every public service exists because Indian citizens built this nation. And naturally, the first right over these opportunities belongs to Indian citizens. The workers building our roads, the farmers feeding our nation, the laborers working day and night, and the young Indian working to build a better future. But illegal infiltration changes this equation. It is not just about crossing a border, it is about entering a system built for Indian citizens, a system funded by Indian taxpayers and to serve the people of India. This is exactly why the government of India has elevated this issue to the national level. In Bihar alone, the Special Intensive Revision Exercise identified nearly 65 lakh invalid entries in the voter rolls. And in West Bengal, more than 90 lakh names were removed during the revision process. That is nearly 12% of the state's electorate. Think about that. Not hundreds, not thousands, more than 1.5 crore entries under scrutiny in just 2 states. And the opposition still want Indians to believe there is no problem. For decades, this issue was ignored. Vote bank politics came first, national interest came second. And while governments looked away, the problem continued to grow. Across several border regions, demographic changes have become impossible to ignore, which is exactly why the Government of India has now constituted a high-level committee to study demographic changes linked to infiltration and other unnatural causes. And perhaps the biggest question Indians should ask is this: how many times must this nation pay the price? In 1947, India suffered one of the most painful partitions in human history. Millions were displaced, families were destroyed. The argument was simple: separate homeland, separate nation. And then, in 1971, another chapter was added to that story. East Pakistan broke away to become Bangladesh, creating yet another sovereign nation in the subcontinent. India bore the humanitarian burden, sheltered millions of refugees, and stood by the people of Bangladesh in their fight for freedom. When we already had both our arms chopped off to give the people of these countries their own homelands, then why should India silently accept illegal infiltration into its own territory? Allowing illegal immigrants from the very lands that were carved out through painful and bloody partitions is an insult to our forefathers and the countless millions who suffered. Every sovereign nation protects its borders, enforces its immigration laws, and ensures that citizenship retains its value. Every serious nation understands that national security begins at the border, and India has that right too. And now, the message from the Home Ministry is crystal clear. The era of looking away is over. Remember what they said about Naxalism? They said it could never be defeated. They said the Red Corridor would remain forever. For decades, governments and the threat expanded. But then came decisive action. District after district was reclaimed. Network after network was dismantled. What once seemed impossible is now becoming reality. And today, India is completely Naxal-free. Now another mission is underway, which is border security, demographic security, national security. The message from Home Minister Amit Shah is direct:
detect, delete reports.
Detect illegal infiltrators, delete ineligible names from the system, deport those who have no legal right to stay in India. Because the resources of India belong to Indians, the opportunities of India belong to Indians, and the future of India belongs to Indians. One nation, one constitution, one border, and zero tolerance for illegal infiltration.